Broadcast is live.
Woohoo!
I'm sure everybody's in here. Yeah. Everybody's having trouble getting back on. I guess I got them right. Hey. All right. They say they're back. They say they can see us now. All right, cool. All right, guys, if you want to, I've got the questions open in the Q&A, Gerald Part 2. The big hangout's blowing it up. Gecko Echo, my homeboy Roy, he can see the cigar blowing it up, so we're good to go. Jose, I hope you can see us. I hope everybody can see us. I'm going to be watching the Facebook as well as the Q&A Part 2 Hangouts page. I just now realized that people were chiming in on the Hangouts page that I gave them, but I wasn't seeing it because I'm in the Hangouts call. And a little caveat here and there, but we're good. We're good. So Big Hangout says they can see it. Facebook. Okay, Bob. There should be. Let's see here. Let me find the Q&A part for Bob. There is a Q&A. If you hit start, I believe. Michael's pushing start up here. We preview on this other computer. There should be a section. The Q&A. I don't see it though. If you can't see the Q&A, just hit us up on Facebook. I'm really sorry about that. I don't really know where the Q&A thing goes. I may not turn Q&A on, actually. Hold on. No. Alright, if you're Google user, I may not have turned Q&A section on this one. Let me see if that's the case. Features disabled. Yeah, sorry guys. I didn't turn the Q&A on the second go. Just hit us up on Facebook. We'll keep it simple. And if you want to post comments in the actual Hangout page that I sent you to watch the broadcast, you're welcome to post comments there as well. I hate that it's scattered like this, but we'll get it down one of these days. All right, so let's talk. Let me read up the Q&A. Oh, let's see here. So Roy was asking about exclusivity before we got cut off. Wanted to know, I was basically going to bat for you and saying that no, if you're a corporation, then no, you would not be hosting any mining equipment for a corporation. Would that exclude individuals? Would it exclude enthusiasts, hobbyists, personal interest, nonprofits? What does that entail? I think that would help Roy's mind be at ease.
The only thing that we would exclude is other publicly traded companies that were in the same space. So no publicly traded companies. So if you are listed on the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, the pink sheets, over the counter, we will not host you. If you are Roy Hodge, if you are Lee Questenberry, we will host. No big deal. We're taking care of the people in the big group. All of them.
Hey, let's say hi.
Oh, wait, guys. For those of you that don't know, Rudy Cartassi from the big group.
Hello, nice to meet y'all.
He is awesome, and he's got the security things on his arm, so if anybody tries to manhandle Gerald, they're going to get a beat down from hell. I love it.
True story. Big security right there.
Big security. Awesome. Okay, so that I hope that answers Roy's question. I think it was a good question to ask. He's asking the questions that, answer specifics on who can do what and what offerings you have. I don't know if anybody else is in the big hangout except for maybe me and Renato. Renato, are you there, buddy? If you are, chime in on Big Hangout. Let me know. Do you have any questions for Gerald? I know you've got a big project coming up with your social revolution. Uh, do you mind chiming in and maybe asking Gerald some questions that you might have for him related to your project? I see him responding. I have to learn Portuguese one of these days. It'll be a lot easier. Gerald's killing me with that cigar, man. I'm like having a Nick fit over here. I want my vape so bad.
So, just a little side note about cigars. This is what I call the Eric Nakamoto or Eric Grill cigar. I don't know, you probably can't see it, but this is a Liga Privada, and on the band it says very specifically, right? Hecho exclusivamente para la jefe. In other words, made exclusively for the boss. So this is an Eric Nakamoto cigar. So
Of course it is. He rolls big.
he does. He does.
Yeah. All right. Let me see what we've got. I've got some action from Jose. I think I've got a private message. Oh, Jose, we're back. He's on his phone. Let me send him the link. All right. No wonder Jose was having trouble. He's on his phone.
Hopefully it's not an iPhone.
Yeah, I hope it is. I love iPhone. All right. Let's see here. Okay.
I got the iPhone 6 a couple years ago, and it was the S4.
No, you got thumb up. That's an S4. He's making a joke. All right.
Oh, the Nexus from like 2012, iPhone 6, interchangeable. I don't know.
Exactly. Will it bend? I mean, blend. I mean, whatever. Jose says he's here, and he asks, did I read his questions? So I'm going to look up towards the top. He asked a question about mining being a risky business. Oh, Jose wants to know. Oh, sorry. Jose wants to know, who will you be ordering mining equipment from? As we've seen, unfortunately, even the big mining companies have failed to deliver on time, and that would be done if there. And what would be done if there are delays, considering the amount of money involved?
Oh, that's that, dude. That is the bane of mining existence. And at this point, if I could just take a minute to toast to the demise of Butterfly Labs.
Amen, brother.
On Earth. Cheers, Josh. I hope you rot in prison. Okay, now let's move on. Mining equipment. So I am fairly methodical, I guess is a good word to use, about who I do business with in mining. So typically what I'll do is, as there are new mining pieces that come out, new equipment, new cards, new machine, what have you, I'll order 2. Just the point to see what the company does, see how they deliver, see how the machines run once they get here, see how their support is, and if the company comes through and they do a great job, then I'll continue to use them. So I'll take this point in time to plug for Bitmain Tech, their Antminer equipment. Even though the S4s have some firmware issues, I will go on record saying that their stuff, they probably are the best mining company out there. As far as it relates to on-time delivery, support after the sale, RMAs, the whole 9 yards. Bitmain Tech is a great company to do business with, as is Sponduli's Tech. I'm running a couple of their SP30 Yukons. Those are probably the only 2 companies that I would order from, period. They've got excellent shipping records. They've got excellent service records. Very few complaints, and as you all know, Bitcoin talk is full of haters. So at the earliest mistake, there is hatred out the wazoo, right? There's just flames on them. Both of those companies have minimal negativity on Bitcoin talk, which I think is a huge success just in and of itself, to avoid the negativity there. But if by chance something got screwed up and we did get delayed, um, the nature of the mining industry is such that there's not really much you can do. When you pre-order, you do so to get ahead of the curve. You want the newest tech, you want the best hash rate, you want the best efficiency. In order to achieve that, well, I mean, you have to pre-order and you have to take that risk. Our stance is we'll only take that risk with companies that we've done business with before and that we trust. In this case, Bitmain Tech and Spinduli's are the only two. It's a very short list.
Renato is chiming in. He's trying to get the pace here, and there may be a translation barrier. But his first question is, he's commenting on your smoke. So he wants to know, is that a Cuban cigar? And the other thing that he wants to know is there a ghost in there? He thinks he just saw a ghost, which I'm pretty sure is the smoke puffing off that cigar.
I think it is the smoke. This is a Drew Estates Liga Privada, one of my favorites. It's not a Cuban. However, I do love Cuban cigars. I have a box of the Cuban Bejiques downstairs, of which I've only smoked one, the box of 10, and they're like unicorns. They're very hard to get. I don't know what's less rare than a unicorn, but it's not quite a unicorn. So you can actually get the Bejiques, but one of the most sought after Cubans, one of the most sought after cigars in the world. I have one reserved for when we have everything up and running and we hit that 100 terahash mark. It will be a Cuban Bejique night, which I'm very excited for. But for the time being, it is just the Liga Privada, which is unfortunately not a Cuban.
It looks really awesome. It looks very enticing.
Delicious.
Renato's chiming in. Let me check a couple more questions. I'm going to keep this open for about 10 more minutes. One, because I'm extremely hungry, and two, because nobody should watch an hour-long podcast. Let's see what everybody else has to say here. And if you guys want to continue to ask questions,
hang on just a second, Lee.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're good. If you need to mute out, I'm fielding questions. Gerald is taking care of business right now. The last question from Jose has been answered. And the last question from Renato has been answered. And I don't see any more questions popping up in Big Hangout unless Renato has something to say. And Renato, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. I'm from Arkansas. We don't say anything right.
Okay, back.
And Gerald's back. So I think we're going to try to close this up. I think the discussion has gone really good on BTC Toast, or on Big Group. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask all of you right now to head over to btctoast.com. The very first story that comes up is the Q&A of Hashmaster Tech. What I'd like for you guys to do is use the comment section below the article and drive me a little bit of traffic so we can kickstart BTC Toast and get these media questions and these media productions going on Toast. It helps me. It helps Gerald. It helps anybody that is involved in BTC Toast. And Big, if you guys don't mind, please take the article. I'm going to post it in Facebook. I'm also going to post it in the Big Hangout. I'm going to answer a couple more questions, and we're going to call it a night because, honestly, guys, I know Gerald's got a lot to do. I've got a lot to do, and I'm really hungry. I didn't eat before this, so let's see what these last ones are. Roy has a question.
Okay.
So how will ownership of Bullion be transferred from Gerald to Big Bullion Crypto Coin? So what's the transfer process, or what is the intended transfer process? I know you've been working with the trade. What is the Commodities Trade Commission?
Basically, one of the first steps with being able to request a register was the AML KYC, which is anti-money laundering, know your customer, which is part of basically the anti-terrorism or the FinCEN regulations. So that's why we had the registration process for Big Bullion. You don't have to register to mine, you have to register in order to be able to do a swap. Once we verify your identity, we can do a swap. So what happens is, let's say um, Lee wants to mine big bullion and swap it out for precious metal. Lee would have to register in order to be able to do the swap. Once he registers to do the swap, I verify his identity, so he registers online. The registration comes to me via SSL secured connection, so that way your information is safe. Then we do a postal mailing to your home to verify your address and you are who you say you are, and you are not a terrorist funding an overseas, Al-Qaeda type organization. We verify all that. Then it is okay for us to do a swap. So at that point, what will happen is you'll send X number of coins that will have a par value of, let's say, a gram of gold. I will then insure and mail you, UPS, a gram of gold. You will send me the coins, of course, prior. I have your coins. You have your gold. The swap is completed.
Sounds awesome. I don't have any other questions. Michael, do you have any questions for Gerald that you'd like to share? I'll mute my mic and open yours up for a minute. Or maybe they can hear you on mine.
No, I'm good. I don't know.
Did you learn a lot?
I learned a lot.
Yeah, this group's huge, right?
Yeah.
We make shit happen. Oh, by the way, I'm repping Drupal 8 beta. Came out yesterday. So I got my shirt on. We will not be moving Big Bullion or BTC Toast to Drupal 8 anytime soon because I have to learn an entirely new CMS and the way it's set up. But I'm pimping it out today because I like Drupal. I think that there is a lot of room for open source in the BTC and crypto community, and so keep sending me the business, keep sending Gerald the business. I'm going to wrap this up. You guys continue the conversation. Hit us up. We have a Facebook page for btctoast.com, but like everything else that's sucked into the big black hole, it all gets thrown back into the damn big Facebook. So let's I'll take note not to drink any beer before watching to a foreign language spoken live video. Renato doesn't know what we're saying because he's drunk. Toast to Renato from North Carolina, Gerald.
Renato, salud.
Salud. I think Michael and I might go pound some brewskis at the Irish pub next door. So that being said, we're going to close this up. You guys, come on, man. Get the conversation going. BTCtoast.com. I'm going to leave Gerald's story featured for the next week or so. I'm slated the next couple of video podcasts that are supposed to come together. Gareth and I are going to do a regular just meet and greet podcast at least maybe twice a month on Sundays. It hasn't been promised yet because Garrett's a very busy man. I don't even know if he's watching right now. I think it's like 3 in the morning there or something. But we're going to try to get something together there. That's going to be a cross-promotion for BigReport.io and BTC Toast. And you guys, any questions that you may have had that we didn't answer tonight, we'll do our best on bigbullion.co. And a bird on my shoulder tells me that Gerald may be hiring some guy with a red beard to do a Hashmaster website in the near future. Not promising anything, but there will be information there as well. We're all working really hard around the clock trying to make this thing happen. And let's keep up the good work. And we'll look forward to hopefully interviewing Eric Nakamoto in the coming weeks. And when his dust finally starts to settle a little bit, which I don't think is possible, and we're looking at a story coming out of South America from Renato with the Bitcoin social revolution and his drive to make the world a better place through Bitcoin and education. So you guys have a good night. I'm signing off. This is my brother, Michael Quessenberry. I don't think you guys can see him because he's not up on the screen, but that's Michael. He's been my right-hand man since about 30 years now. And Gerald, have a good night. Kiss your wife, hug your kids. Don't get in any fights, and we'll catch you next time, bro.
All right, guys. Thanks. We'll see you soon.
Thanks.
Bye.